Hi, Jean. I'm wondering what the Gnostic teachings would say about insecurity and low self-esteem. They don't seem to fit into any of the seven deadly sins. Right, good question. I'll just throw my phone there. So, the seven deadly sins are, in the Gnostic teachings, more known as seven capitals in our psychological city within. So the Gnostic teachings recognizes that within each one of us, there is a psychological city. And you might try and think like, okay, it's not an actual city. Yes, it really is. You can go into the astral and you can really explore, and you don't even have to go into the astral. You can, through meditation and this path of self-knowledge, you can really get to know all of the different I's, right? All of the different me's, which are in the thousands living within us that influence the way we are, the way we see the world, the way we think, the way we feel, and our life choices and everything. So the seven deadly sins, you can think of them as seven major corporations that are controlling the world, not the external world, but our our internal world of our psychology. Remember that the word psychology comes from the word psyche meaning soul. Okay? So when you're reflecting about your path, when you're really trying to identify the obstacles that are stopping you from awakening, when you're trying to explore your own psychological city and your conditioning and everything that makes you who you are right now in this state of consciousness, then you may find and see certain things that you can label. For example, in this case, low self-esteem and insecurity. Now, as a general rule of thumb, as a general tool with this knowledge of these seven deadly sins, these seven capitals or corporations controlling us, it's always good to self-inquire and ask the question, is this low self-esteem related to one of these seven capital sins? Maybe it's not connected to one of them, but generally, any other kind of negative mood, negative feeling or reaction or depression or anything like that is a product of one of these corporations. So you can think of this self-esteem or this insecurity as, well, let's take insecurity for example. This can come from one of the seven deadly sins from envy and jealousy. So if we went into the astral and we asked ourselves, okay, bring me to the city of envy, of jealousy. In some people, it might be just a small little city. For some very jealous people, it might be this huge demonic world, right? But, and you can go there and, you don't have to go there astrally. You can just self-reflect and self-observe. But you may be able to see that in this city of jealousy, one of the products or one of the, right, a product, I'm not just, that's not just a figure of speech. It literally has created a product, right? So this corporation might have created I don't know, a burger joint down the road or something, right? A really gross one, okay? So it's not the actual corporation, but it's spreading out its negative energy into all different other subtypes of egos that come under this capital ego of envy and jealousy. So usually envy and jealousy come from this insecurity, right? Comparing ourselves to others. This is why a lot of the time, why we feel insecure. And then you maybe even be able to go deeper, Maybe in a past life, you cheated on one of your partners. And in this life, someone else, you've put that energy out. What goes out always returns. Not always if we have transcended our karma, but in most people it does. And maybe in this life, someone cheats on you and then you have this feeling of envy and jealousy. So yes, generally, these sub moods and these negative moods and low self-esteem are always connected in some way to these seven capital corporations of our psychological city. And we can always relate them to everything. So self-esteem, why am I really feeling bad? And of course, I can't really tell you why you have low self-esteem. You have to self-reflect, you have to self-inquire, pose the question in the space of the being, and then you may get some answers such as, maybe I'm too prideful to accept this certain job that I was supposed to do in alignment with my higher being. Maybe you could be jealous about someone's career or someone's relationship. Maybe you have some kind of rebellious ego that never wanted to lose weight, and that's the ego of laziness. And because you never acted on what you were really supposed to do in your being, to maybe go to the gym or whatever you wanted to do, this later gives rise to another ego of this low self-esteem. And it's maybe there are some eyes, if you listen carefully, some me voices saying, I don't feel good, and self-pity, right? So yeah, all of these sub things that we all identify that control our way of being, that if we can see it clearly, that's very good. If we can pinpoint certain negative things about ourselves and destructive or lower behaviors that are controlling us, then we can reflect further with this knowledge of the seven sins, and then we can really try to get to know ourselves and why really that has manifested within us.